guys, this is Kelly. I am back with a process video. Today I am part of the national, or I like to say International Scrapbook Day Video Hop, and this was put together by Becky, and she asked me to be a part of it, and it was very sweet of her to ask me, and I am glad to be a part of this. We are doing a hop with some various members. These are people, some of these people I have never even heard of, so this is awesome. I like to be able to find new YouTubers to support, and hopefully you will find a new person or two amongst this hop, and if you are new to me, welcome. So what I am doing today is just a simple layout. I have pulled out a Felicity Jane kit. If you have followed me for a while, you know that I have a love affair with florals, and this beautiful floral pattern paper, I knew that I wanted to showcase a big strip of this. So I am going to take you through this layout. This is not how it ends up being. I like it when people leave in the evolution of their page, just because I find that it gives me ideas on how to troubleshoot a layout when it's not working for me. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to decide if I want it to be a monochromatic layout or if I want to pull in some other colors. And I did not like the black and white stripe. I felt like it was too stark, and I'm not liking the green either. This photo is one that my daughter took. She was teaching me how to use Snapchat. Yes, I am admitting that I had no clue how to pull up the different filters. Like, I could pull it up and I could take the picture, but I wanted the cute little ears and all of that, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. Yes, that's a little bit embarrassing, but you know, it is what it is. So she was showing me, and we took this sweet little photo. So I wanted to document it. Now, I did have a couple comments about how I choose colors, and I do it a couple of different ways. For me, when I looked at this photo, the only color that really stood out was the blue in my shirt, but I didn't want to go that route. If you could see the photo up close, you could see that there's a little bit of the pink, that pinky peach in her cheeks and on the nose of the filter, and it just has an overall peachy glow. And so I just chose that color to work with, and I had this kit, and it just kind of all fell together. So I'm pulling out some embellishments that I think I might want to use. I'm going to always pull out a banner if I have one in the kit or in the embellishments that I'm working with, and 90% of the time the banner is going to go right back. I am just banner impaired, so the banner will not make it on this page. I did like the die cut I'm so lucky to have you, so I went ahead and fussy cut that out, and I know that I do want to use that on the page. So if you, for me, when I'm looking at the page and as I'm making the page, I love the colors that I'm using on the papers, but I didn't like it on the white cardstock. And that's a little bit unusual for me. I love the clean, crisp look of white, but I wasn't liking the way that this was looking. It was looking a little bit too bland, and I thought about doing some mixed media, but I have to be in the mood to do mixed media, or if I want to do some paint or just mist on the background. So I was not in the mood. So I am going to keep on working with this, pulling the different papers. I knew that there were some rubber charms, those little hearts that you see on the left hand side, and I wanted to incorporate a couple of those as well, but I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to bring in black, and when I tried it, I thought it was too stark. So this is when things are really going to start to change, and automatically I'm loving the look of this so much more. And as luck would have it, I have enough of both of the sheets to cover up the entire background, and it just, you know, when I did this, it was automatically a ton better, and I really started to like the way that it was coming together. So again, you're going to see me play around with some different things. I knew that I wanted to use that rubber charm that says "Love This Life" because I thought it was really cute and appropriate for this photo. And so I'm going to play around with adding some other black embellishments, but in the end, I really don't. I go very light on it. I think this is pretty much a monochromatic layout with a little bit of black. I feel like when you add a contrast color that, you know, whether it be black or white, that it really does bring a pop to the page. And sometimes, it can be done a little bit too much for me, but this way I was able to find the balance that I liked. So I am going to come back because I don't get stuck, but I feel like I need to walk away from it and mull it over. I know that there's a direction I want the page to take, but I just haven't quite figured it out. So when I do come back, you are going to see that I have sprained my wrist. I am in a brace. I have cut some of these, the patterns that I'm using ahead of time. It is painfully slow for me. You can see I can't even use my scissors without help opening them up. And they're not even really that sticky or tight. It's just my wrist does really hurt. I fell and I landed on it, and the brunt of the weight fell on it, and fortunately it's just sprained, but it's very tender, and so for me to scrapbook for any length of time just is not happening. So I will come up in little spurts and do a couple of things that I know I want to do, and just to try to speed up the process for me and the video. So the ATG gun is pretty hard for me to use as well. So I had pulled out this other adhesive I had. This is like my travel adhesive, and I'm just using that to put these paper layers behind the photo. One of them was a 3x4 card, and the other was a card that Gina includes with the kit. So I had pulled out a couple of other things as well from various kits. That white pom-pom was from a different kit, and I liked that because I wasn't sure how I was going to negotiate the sewing machine at this point, and I wanted a little bit of a decorative border, and this pom-pom trim definitely fit the bill. So I am going to offer a giveaway. I know that a few of the other ladies in the video hop are as well. So if you leave me a comment, just about anything that you liked on this page, in about a week, I will choose a winner randomly and send you out a few goodies that I will pull aside for you. So if you haven't checked the detail section of the blog below, I am going, or not the blog, of the detail section of my video, I am going to link the next person in the hop, and you can go to their channel, and hopefully, like I said earlier, you will find a couple of new people to watch and give your support and love to. So I used the zip dry glue to adhere my pom-pom trim down. This is some glue that I've had in my stash for a while. Am I picking this over the quick dry adhesive? Not really. This is all about my wrist. It's really hard for me to squeeze anything right now with my right hand, and squeezing the quick dry adhesive with my left, it just wasn't getting out enough, and I finally was able to get out a little bit just to get that trim down. So like I said, it's very slow with this. I can't scrapbook for any length of time without having to stop, just, due to pain. I don't want to take anything other than, a non-steroidal for it. And I'm just trying to go at the pace that my wrist will let me do. So because I have layered the photo on craft foam, I have to put some craft foam underneath this die cut as well. I layered 2 layers of craft foam, one to pop my photo up and then one to pop everything up with all of the layers underneath it. And the reason why I did that is because the pom-pom trim does have a little bit of dimension to it, and I didn't want it to smush, and I wanted it to lay very nicely underneath the photo cluster. So I like dimension. It doesn't bother me at all. If it bothers you, then what I would do is, instead of tucking the trim underneath the photo, I would just leave it right at the very edge. So at this point, I'm just trying to figure out what embellishments that I do want to eventually put on the page. I am going to stick with a few of those rubber charms. The flare does not make it on the page because I just couldn't get it in a good spot without it bulking up the layout even more. So I do pull out some of these sequins that I have in my stash. They are from Spiegel Mom Scraps. I actually had those in a Cocoa Daisy kit, and they're just like an iridescent color, and they're beautiful. It just works well on this page. It just adds a little something without introducing any other colors, which is at this point what I wanted. So I am going to use a little craft foam and pop up this flower as well. And I'm just doing that because for me, the little bit of dimension adds a lot of interest on the page, and I don't care that some of my pages have a little bit more dimension, and if that means I can't get 1 or 2 more layouts in the album, you know, then so be it. So I am using my quick dry adhesive to put down the rubber charms, but I'm going to go back and use a different adhesive. I don't think the quick dry adhesive worked very well on the saying the Love This Life, and I'm not sure if it's because it was a little bit hollow underneath. Not hollow, but there was a little bit of movement. So I'm going to probably just use a glue dot. I'm not quite sure yet, but if you have any suggestions, you can leave that comment as well, because it definitely is going to need something else. So that's it for me. I do have some close-ups at the end, and the only thing I added off camera was a white leather bow that came with the kit. I had meant to do it. It's actually pulled out on my desk, and I just forgot about it. So if you look at the close-ups at the end, you can see all of those little details. So thanks so much for joining me today. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope you guys have enjoyed this layout, and leave me a comment, and in about a week I will pick a winner and send you a couple of goodies. So thanks so much, and remember to check out the next person below me. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.